Welcome to the video, boys. Today we're going to be checking out Intruder. Intruder is one of my favorite indie games of all time. Why is that, you may ask? Well, that's because they combined Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell and made it into a competitive shooter. I use the term competitive loosely because you can slip on a banana and break your neck within this game. Yeah, it's a physics indie game. You know this video is gonna be good. To give you guys a brief overview before we really get into things, this game, I would describe it as like Rainbow Six Siege on indie game crack with physics. The irony of all this is that the game is actually older than R6 Siege. It's been in development since like 2012. There is no game like this game on the market other than R6 Siege. This game is literally R6 Siege combined with Splinter Cell and Metal Gear Solid. It is a really sick game. Now that you've received your brief overview, we're going to be talking about the physics systems, interesting mechanics the game has introduced, tools and weapons, and we're going to explain some of the game modes that you can find within the game and more, such as that it's workshop compatible. Let's go, boys. Alright, let's talk about the game modes first. The first game mode that most people play is the briefcase extraction game mode. So you're either on the intruder side where you're trying to sneak in and steal it and sneak it out and get it to the extraction point, or you're playing as a guard trying to guard the briefcase, setting up traps and shooting anybody who comes close. Ba-da-da-da-da. Then you've got this weird like computer hacking one where, yeah, there's guards defending the computers, and then you're an intruder, you sneak in and you hack like 7 out of 7, maybe 11 out of 11 computers, and that's how you win the round. Most people tend to play the briefcase extraction mode. The briefcase mode is a lot more fast-paced, and it's a lot more balanced in my opinion. At the end of the day, the community treats all of these game modes like a team deathmatch game, so you shouldn't really be too worried about it, but yeah, you can do some sneaky crap and win the games off of it. The physics systems. At the core of the game, you have the balance mechanic. Once your balance hits 0, you fall over and go ragdoll. Being shot or running and jumping all lower your balance. So if you're running and jumping everywhere and somebody tags you with one shot to the chest, you're falling over, you're going ragdoll, and then they're going to be able to just kill you, you're dead. So you don't usually want to be running everywhere. You want to be crouching, which increases balance, or lying down, which increases balance. Don't live by these rules though, because if you just like peek around a corner and go really fast, dude, they're dead, they're screwed, they couldn't react to you. So going slow all the time isn't optimal, but it gives you the best defense. So when you do get knocked over, but you're not yet dead, you can actually pretend to be dead, and then they walk past you, then you pop up and you shove them over. Most seasoned players, they won't fall for this, so odds are you shouldn't bother. There is something that they're more likely to fall for though, and that's faking your death. If you press G, you will fall over and pretend to be dead. So if you find a bunch of corpses and you pretend to be dead, odds are they're not going to check your corpse. I briefly mentioned pushing over. You can push people over in this game when you're in the melee mode, and then you can left click them and arrest them.
Ah, he pushed me. No, I slipped. No, he bullshit. Get him.
No way.
Get him.
This is an instant kill, and it's one of the biggest flexes you can pull off in the game. I had it happen to me when I was trying to record this video, and it felt really, really bad, bro. So another thing that can knock you over is explosions. People can set traps, throw grenades. It's a good way to knock people over, rush in, shoot them, arrest them, however you want to handle it. Then there's also the beanbag shotgun. The beanbag shotgun, one shot to the chest, bah! This guy's knocked over, he's on the ground, doesn't matter what balance he had, instant knockover. I love the shotgun, it's so much fun. And then there's the slipping mechanics. The first one is the railing, and as a noob, you will find this out right away. You try and jump over a railing, do a little shortcut, whoa, you just slipped and broke your neck. This happened to me so many times when I first started playing the game. And then there's the bananas. You just slip and fall over. I think you can break your neck with those too, but the bananas are a very good way to block off a door and prevent rushes. A more recent discovery I made with this game is if somebody jumps on your head with enough momentum, you will just ragdoll and fall over. It's like you're a Goomba in Mario. Intruder also has doors, vents, and sliding windows and sliding doors that are moved using your mouse wheel. You can also use the mouse wheel to control the speed at which these doors are opened. So you can either just fling them wide open or slowly open them and get some little pot shots when they aren't paying attention. While I don't believe these doors are physics-based, they really play into the physics tone of the game. Interesting mechanics. This game has an absurd amount of mechanics, and I'm going to introduce you to some of the non-physics related ones. There are cannons that you can aim and shoot that produce massive explosions. Then there are also floodlights you can use when you're playing on night levels. These help you spot the intruders. There are also zip lines, but I'm not sure of any tactical advantage you receive from using them. Then there's also keypads in the game that lock off certain items and areas. You need to find the secret codes hidden in the level to use them though. Doing so can give you access to some crazy gear. Usually it's like high-end weaponry or gear, shotguns, snipers, armor. It's a great addition that furthers the roleplay aspects of the game. Alright my friends, now we're gonna get into the tools and weapons. First, let's go over the lockpick. The lockpick allows you to unlock any locked door that is not locked by a keypad. While you're lockpicking, you play a little lockpicking minigame where you move the lock up and down. People can hear this, so you gotta be careful. You can check if a door is locked if it makes this sound. Then you've got the spy cam. This allows you to peek around corners without actually peeking. It has a secondary function where you can use it to detonate C4s you've planted, or you can do whatever this guy's doing. In the game, there's also a spy balloon that you can use to take photos from the air as a new vantage point and get different angles on your enemies. Riot shields work exactly how you'd expect them to work. You can use heavy armor, but you're gonna be really loud unless you're crawling. You know that machine gun you have? There's sights for it. Pick it up, buddy. Then you've got your grenades that knock people over, CS gas that makes you cough and you get all dizzy and it reverses your controls, and then smoke grenades so nobody can see anything. Of course, there's the remote C4 I brought up earlier as well. You're able to place it and then activate it. There's also movement sensors you can attach to the wall so you can put some C4 down, see if there's anybody coming. Oh, it made a noise. Blow them up. They also did a hilarious spin on the Metal Gear Solid pop-up balloons with cardboard cutout decoys. These work surprisingly well and they often get me. There's a bush just like Fortnite that you can hide in. Another really awesome tool is the radio. Be careful. People who are around you can still hear you talking when you use the radio. Then we've got a little rangefinder where you can take photos and send them to your team as well. The classic med pack that every game needs. The shotgun we discussed earlier, but I forgot to mention, you can one-shot headshot people with this thing. Then we've got the sniper. It's pretty fun. I find it hard to use. Check out this clip. I missed a ton of shots. Then there's the starting pistols. Guards get a laser, intruders get a silencer. Finally, you've got a neat little machine gun that most guards get when they spawn. Overall, the variety in the tools and the weapons is outstanding. I cannot recommend this game for that enough. There's always a new sick strategy to try, and half the time they're hilarious. Level design in Intruder is quite beautiful in my opinion. They took a very modern art approach to the design. The level designs themselves really lend themselves to the gameplay mechanics and tools. The design creates opportunities and perfect scenarios to use these tools over and over and over. It's awesome. I haven't played any map and been like, wow, I would have fixed that. Then again, I'm not a level designer. Some of you might have severely harsher opinions than I. My favorite level is probably Oceanside. It's got about 4 floors that you can access, so it means there's a lot of places to hide, so it's a lot of fun. It's also really visually pleasing, and I personally love the ocean. Don't get me wrong, the other levels aren't bad. You should definitely still check them out and play them. Workshop. Yes, this game features the Steam Workshop, and there are a ton of custom levels. Go check them out, go play them with some friends, it's a good time. There's also always at least one server with people playing custom levels. Finally, we have the most important issue. Player population. During the weekend, usually I'm able to find servers, especially midday to the evening. One thing that you should know about the player population though, is that the player skill is getting decently high. Quite a few players have been playing this game for a long time, so it's to be expected.